New video time. Let's get down the well. If people have been watching the channel, they will have seen that I've done a few shorts about temperature and humidity and also radon. Something you'll want to see is the radon readings. I don't know the results because it took 24 hours to do, so I'm going to be surprised as you lot. 24-hour average is 120 BG per meter cubed. That's fair, so that's like medium reading. So today's video is sort of dealing with all them things and a new cooling system I've designed. So first of all, we'll go down the well and then we'll have a look at what we're doing at the bottom of the well. Because I've been dying to find a use for the bottom of this well, and I think I've actually finally found it. So if we get down here, it's getting cold. Round the corner, I've got a little temperature gauge here. If we can read this. 12.1 degrees Celsius, 99% humidity. If we go around the corner a little bit more, into the mud at the bottom, you'll see a radiator. So what is Dave planning? First of all, this video is sponsored by Insta360. I'm just going to let you know that. Obviously this is going to be full of water at some point soon, but if we install this now, run central heating pipes all the way up, through the tunnel, into the other room, we can cool it down, because it is getting a bit warm in there, mainly because it's insulated. The rest of the whole bunker relies on the outside ground temperature. The new one's insulated, so when the air temperature builds up, it starts warming up, which has been 30 degrees outside, so it is getting a little bit warm in there, and there's no window. You can't just open a window to cool it down, can you? So rather than like fit an aircon plant, why don't we make our own? Imagine this, so 12 degree in here, pipe up to the top, blows out 12 degree at the other end. That's what it's working in my head. As we come back up the stairs, this with no light on, look how bright the footage is. Got to swap boots. So we have different footwear for different levels now. Let's go down the tunnel. As you can see here, we've got a fan and the door's slightly open. So this is all part of my anti-radon, anti-humidity system. Let's go and have a look. Now this is a lot warmer in here. So what I've got, I've bought a radon meter, which again I showed on the shorts. So what have I been doing with the fan? The vents, these vents are 3D printed here. Go to the outside, one there, one across the other side, here. I can feel all the air coming in, and one more here. Now that one there is designed to come a pipe all the way across here, come into here, and that gets the toilet fan. Look. Why didn't I just put that side? Because that's right where the door is, and you don't really want to walk in a door if someone's done a number 2 in the toilet, and then that's venting straight in your face. We need to get the unit in the middle here. In, it's like a heat exchange ventilation system, heat recovery system. I've been running this dehumidifier for the last 2 or 3 weeks. Now, I've been emptying the trays out, and before I started venting, I was emptying 3 of them out a day. I know you can pipe it straight through this thing straight in, but I wanted to monitor the level of water coming out, not just run a dehumidifier. Now, when I went on holiday, I went to a tunnel, as you can see here. It's the World War I Museum, the Somme Museum at Albert, and all the way down the corridor, look, in this tunnel, they've just got loads of these dehumidifiers. Every like 10 foot, they've got a dehumidifier. Now, that's because their walls are directly contacted on the ground on the other side, so there's nothing stopping the damp coming through. But don't forget, in here, when we built it, we have got the outer wall, so the damp is more on that outside. We've then got all this damp stuff here, which will run it down into the channel, which runs it into the sump, insulation, and then we've got the brick. That museum's really cool, by the way. A real long tunnel, and when you come out, you haven't got a clue where you are in the town. Literally, you go down in this building and come out in a park, you have to get Google Maps out because you are lost, believe me. If you remember, a while back, I lowered this Jeep into the bunker when we were building it, just so I could get some pictures, tell everyone in 10 years I had my Jeep in my bunker. I mean, it doesn't make much sense to most people, it sort of makes sense to me. Let's get the Jeep back in there. So effectively, cut a front panel like this one, this BMW radiator I found pretty well fits. It's exactly the right size, right? So I need to cut this out, so draw that out, cut that out, that's later on. Hide this, because obviously that doesn't look very good in the room, does it? That'll look a lot better. That should work, shouldn't it? Let's get building. First job is make this adapter piece here. We need 4 of these to convert the radiator to 15mm. As you can see here, 3D printing it out. Now I'm hoping that's going to glue on inside the actual thing rather than use any rubber pipes. This could be a point that fails later, but I thought it was a good idea. 30 minutes each, let's print one, try it. So that's printed. Let's have a look. I'll show you upstairs as well while we're going here. You haven't seen up here lately. Remember we put the step on last time? Don't know whether the door was on or not. We've got the step. So this is what I've been busy doing. Building this room as well. It's not just the downstairs, I have to build the upstairs. Bear in mind that when I did start this project, none of this lot was here. It has been a big job. Got the ventilation up here for the fan, look. Still bits more to do, but I broke its back now, haven't I? But when you start these projects, they're always bigger than you think, aren't they? If you remember, we fitted underfloor heating downstairs in this room and the upstairs room above it, which is the manifolds here, which meant I've got a load of leftover pipe, so we can use that for a little job. So this is my leftover underfloor heating pipe. The only problem is, how's this going to go down the tunnel? So all this work, key fob points down the tunnel that way, I think. So we've got a bit of a time. Get this pipe down here, throw that down. The long-term plan is to try and poke it through that hole below the step. So I've also bought this central heating pump, I think it is. I've got 2 bits of copper, off-cut, left over. Put them in there. That just pushes on there. So the brown is the live wire. Push that little trap door. So we need to connect the radiator. So where do we want to connect this? Heat rises off a radiator, so is that what we want? Do we want the heat to go up to the top? That's the problem with 3D printed stuff. I broke the end off. So that was a bit of a silly idea, I admit. Putting a plastic end out, sticking out, and then you've got to put the pipe on it and just snap it clean off. I'll go down the well and just snap them off. This is the new model. So what I've done, I've took one of these fittings apart. These have O-rings, and I put an O-ring groove in the middle of the actual fitting. So we can use an old bit of pipe, which fits in, 15mm hole, and pushes in like really, really tightly, look. That's it. Bit of flex, hopefully enough flex not to break the radiator end. A lot of you might know I started off using a GoPro on this channel. This is the GoPro I use. This is the camera I use now, the Insta360 Ace Pro 2. This has got selfie mode with the full screen, unlike the GoPro, and also normal viewing look on full screen. Although my videos are all in 4K, this will actually go up to 8K as well. The main feature I use when doing these tunnel videos, pure video mode. The ultimate check between the two cameras. Let's go down and see the difference. The Ace Pro 2 has got the pure video mode on, which is the extra low light feature, but look at this. All my videos I was doing originally, I struggled like mad with light. Let's now compare the microphones on the GoPro and the Ace Pro 2. So you should have it, no windscreen now. The Ace Pro 2 comes with its own windproofing microphone. So it should have enhanced force. It's got no windscreen now. The question is, can you still hear me? See, the GoPro's just got some little holes here, whereas this has got a proper mic with a bit of foam behind it and everything. Makes a massive difference on sound. And this is the X5 360 camera. So when this is filming, you are filming everywhere around, and then you edit it to the point you want to film it, which is quite handy. In Normandy, when you're driving around the Jeep, you see absolutely everything. Just going past the museum, you've got your 360 view. And then you go down to a bunker, an old German bunker, exploring there, look. You just walk around, you don't have to point it any direction, and you get the shot you want. It's got removable lenses, so when you damage them, you can replace them. Bit of a deal here on the X5 camera, the 360 camera. If you want to buy one, in my link in the description, you get 1 terabit of online storage for free. Let's get back to the video. So while they print out, I've just got this delivered. It's the air filtration system I was on about earlier. Take the top off, show you what's happening in here. I think it's quite a good idea. So to put it simply, it says on the outside what everything does. Exhaust air to outside, intake air from outside, and supply the room, extract from the room. So, as simple as that. Sit on the cart and go through it. These aren't connected, so this goes through here and this goes through here. This bit in the middle has got channels that go that way and channels that go that way. They're not connected. This, I didn't understand how these work till I looked at this. It's quite a simple idea, but it's a good idea. It's also got 3-speed settings on it, and it just plugs into the mains. All good. Now, I got this because that fits between the beams. That was the plan, all right? So, I had looked at these when I installed the vents, and this isn't the one I actually looked at. Now this is where the problems start. There's always problems, isn't there? This one, all the outside ports are this side and the inside ports are that side. And I sort of wanted an outside and outside. I didn't want them all on one side. So rather than sink it in here, because obviously the vents are there. Oh, hello, Oliver. The vents are there. We're gonna have to put it sideways on and put a 90 degree each side. It's only a little problem. And then again, on the room ones, they want spacing out as far as possible. Possibly one going down to the bottom. I'm not really sure how it works. But I've got some flexible piping coming later, which I don't think I'm gonna use, but it will do to get us going, because I really need some ventilation in here today. So we'll get this mounted while we're waiting for the 3D printer and all that lot, and we'll get everything finished together. Let's carry on. So the idea is, as I stand on the tunnel cart, I think there's best, and I can mount the projector underneath it. Let's cut these brackets out now. Run G code. 2mm galvanised steel, and if you look here, I've got my new logo I made. This is the first time I'm trying to cut this out. Whether it works or not, I don't know. Some fine tolerances. Laser cut, yes. Plasma cut, I don't know. This is gonna be alright. They've cut out nicely. So obviously my old logo here, Tornado Motorsport, which was my company, is my company, but that's not the channel. The channel is Tornado Dave, Tunnel Dave, whatever you want to call me really. So I feel that we've moved on, and I can get some t-shirts and merch with a new logo on. What do you all reckon? Anyone who's new to the channel, this is my 100-ton press brake, 3 meters long, 100-ton force. We're bending this little bit here. What tonnage are we using here? We are using 12 tons. Dirty side up, in you go, and bend. First bend you do, it's never 90. You measure how far off 90 it is, and change the machine. So we'll add 6 degree onto that, and go again like that. Which is now perfectly 90. Obviously it's got backstops behind it, which I just slide it in, hits them, and you press bend, and it goes. Slide it out, and you've done your bend. So that's going to bolt against the roof, and the aircon device will fasten underneath. We've got the logo in between. Nice. Let's go and fit it. While we're up here, what do you reckon to my chassis here? This is the sort of thing I normally fabricate, I designed these. This is my lad's little car, what's underneath it. Obviously, I did a video on all this with the Amphibious version of his car. I know a lot of people don't want to watch it because it's off topic from my channel. My channel's underground. But if you do like the idea of seeing how this was built and how a kid's toy like this floated across a lake and down a canal, the video's on my channel. It's Amphibious car, something like that. I can't remember what it's called. I'll put a link in the description. Let's get back down the bunker. So I've got my bracket here, all cut out, looking good with the new logo. Excited about that. So we fasten these brackets on like that side there. That goes in there, that goes there. In we go. So we need to try and measure the centre here. It's just got a lot heavier. I'm going to be able to do this. Let's do some drilling. Obviously, if we go too far up, we're going to pierce the insulation and the underfloor heating pipe. So but that is a long way up. You go and check that the drill hasn't come out the top, Oliver. Go on, off you go.
It's okay.
Right, so try and engage these bolts. So radiator is connected. I mean, these pipes need a bit of neatening up, don't they? But for the experiment so far, that looks all right. So we're ready to bleed it up, let's go. Excuse the mess of pipes, but we've got the feed out of this tap here. Obviously that's just why, one of the reasons I wanted outside taps, we can do stupid stuff like this. That goes round and into that T there. And the other one is going up, round, with a nice head on it, down and back into here. So if we turn the tap on, we will find out whether Dave's 3D printed ends work or not. On the old leak situation, top, no leaks, and that has water in it. Bottom, very, very wet. So inserts in. I know it's cowboy plumbing not doing it. I just didn't want to break the fittings on the radiator. I thought it might seal it out. That was a silly decision, Dave. Okay, I've done a bit of playing around and it seems like nothing's leaking. Ignore the water on the floor. I've had to take all the fittings off. That's leaking, that's okay, that's meant to. So we'll bleed all the air out of it now, look. Saniflow is just pumping away. Obviously this is only the prototype. We've got more work to do because I don't really want to leave the pipe set up like this. That needs to be on there in a Jeep grill. But if I can just see if I can drop some temperature down, I've got the pump running, see whether it does work. It's worth putting a lot more time into it, which we're going to do in the next video. But I've got the pipe now, so let's get this ventilation system finished. Now, I thought this was going to be 10 metres, but it must expand somehow. So yeah, it does expand. Like I say, this isn't necessarily the stuff I want to use. I wanted to use the galvanised stuff, but I just wanted to get this thing working for now, somehow. So we've got the ventilation installed. Don't worry, it's not that noisy. That's the robot hoover tidying up, look. Ignore that, you can't actually hear this at all. Brackets look great. This is all right. I didn't want to use this pipe work, I wanted to use the proper galvanised pipe work, but actually, I don't know, it sort of looks all right. I need to make some nice ends for these ends, but it's blowing out here, which is coming across here, through there, along here, and coming from here. And obviously it's extracting, which goes across here, through there, round there, and out there. So we've got the extraction the same side as the toilet, so we're not sucking back in whatever comes out of the toilet. I thought that was quite critical as well, so that's why I had to go that way round like that. At least it's working now, and we can keep an eye on the radon. Now, on the subject of radon, we are now, humidity's at 66, but I've spilt loads of water today, haven't I? Radon over the 24-hour average is now 27 BQ per meter cubes. 27. That's pretty good. I think we could say. But so I'm going to pause this video for a week. I've got to go away again. When I come back, we'll get the readings and go through what else we're doing. So see you in a week. So a week later, I'm back. Before we do all the readings of the radon and all that lot, I'm in the shed across from the well. Now, I've never showed you in here before. I made all this out of packing crates. I think, where is it? This one's even got fragile Handlewood Care over there already. The plan is to have like a slide here, a pole which goes underground, which will get you below ground, and obviously the bunker is over there. You can see this dark brown patch of grass there. That's 40 foot. So at 250,000 subscribers, which we've had a massive boost. I mean, we're up to over 200,000 now. At 250, I'm going to start doing the tunnel, which is going to have the proper boring machine and all that lot. If you are watching this and you're not subscribed, obviously if you could subscribe, that'd be great. Only if you're interested in this content. A subscriber that's not interested doesn't help the channel. We need people that are involved in the channel. So keep your comments coming. I like it when people get involved. Now the results on my little test. It's all on my phone here, so I'll put it on the screen now. The 30-day temperature, you can see it starts off quite high. It's dropped while we've been away, and it's come back on. I didn't run the dehumidifier when I was away, so we were like 18 degrees. We've gone up to 20 degrees again now. The humidity, if you look here, we're okay. We've gone up, we've gone up, we've gone up. Now this is when I've gone away, look, 23rd to 24th August, 74%, 75%. I've come back, I've turned the fan up onto the next notch, and I've also put the dehumidifier back on, and we're back in the green. So the 30 days of radon, we started off at 113, we hit 125, and then we're on 52, 38, 24, blah, 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 up to 61, 36, 49. So when I was away, look, we were at 60. That's with just the ventilation on first notch. And now, today, we are on 18. The ventilation, I've turned it up to 3. So we're on full ventilation. When I was away, I left this door open, look, because it's got the pipes running underneath it. And I could feel a draft coming through. All that damp air coming out the tunnel blows this direction, which is basically filling this full of humidity. Damp, moisture. We don't want that. So we need to seal that door off. As long as you lot approve my plans of putting the Jeep front panel here, next video we're going to finish this and the pipes will go through here so the door can shut properly. I just want to see what you lot think to my invention before I spend a load of money and time on it. Obviously I forgot to say that in the middle of that honeycomb thing in the middle takes the heat, it exchanges the heat. So you're not just venting fresh air in, it takes the heat out of the air that's going out and puts it in the air that's coming in. 70% efficient. One more key point is the drain. Obviously I've not connected that up. We've got no water. Nothing's come out of that. So do we need to connect that or not? I'm not really sure. Anyone wants to see me, I'm going to the Land Rover show this weekend at Beaver Castle. I've had these t-shirts made with a new logo on them, and on the back they've also got a lot of the funny comments, negative comments, whatever you want to say, the common comments that go on all the videos of when I put a short out. I thought I'd make a t-shirt of it, bit of fun out of it. Anyone that comes up says a subscriber, you get a free key ring. So something I'm giving back if you do come to that show. If you see me out and about, I'll also have key rings on me. So just make sure you say hello and get a key ring off me. See you in the next one. We'll finish this or finish the doors. We're doing it, we're doing the beach, yeah? Sometimes you just have to take these risks, don't you? You can't go all the way to Normandy without going on the beach, can I? He's got no idea what's happening.
No idea. I think he's French.
Yeah, I think he is, yeah.
If we hear people shouting, no, 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 then we'll stop.
I'm not the only Jeep here, look. Another Jeep there, look. This is Omaha Beach, the American beach. A lot of bits and bobs that are still survived from the war. You're into your wartime stuff, don't forget to come here. Just the whole place is a museum. Question is, can you get better than this? Driving a 112 Jeep.
down over Harbeek, Normandy, in the sun, with your dog. You know, tell me if you've done better than this. I think this is the jackpot.